Hey, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and today I'm recapping Game 29 of the regular season. Astros over the Angels 11-4. They out-hit the Angels 11-7, and boy, it was kind of an error-filled night for the first couple of innings, and I'll get to that in a second. Starting with the starting pitching, Framber Valdez, man, 7 innings, 4 runs, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, 113 pitches. I just who is this guy? This is so different than what we've seen from Framber Valdez in the past few years. And in my video that I made, it was my second video on this channel, I talked about the starting rotation, and I didn't even mention Framber Valdez. And I did that because I was hoping he wouldn't make the roster. I was hoping he wouldn't make the starting rotation because I didn't think he could do it. And my thought was, I don't want to put him in there when we're dealing with, it's only going to be 60 games long this season. Like, we can't put him in there in such so little room for error. But he's come in, and he's been clutch. He's been incredible. This is the 4th straight game that he's went over 6 innings, or 6 innings or more. I mean, this is a brand new Framber Valdez. This is not the one from last year or the year before that. This isn't a young, unexperienced, sporadic, nervous player. This is a calm, cool and collected, he looks like a veteran control freak. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It really is. And I'm so happy to say this because he's never struck me as he's always seemed like a nice guy, but nice guys, sometimes they don't get far in sports. But this has just been a completely new Framber Valdez, and I'm so happy to see it. He gave up 4 runs tonight, which isn't great, but it wasn't bad because our offense had a night to remember. But Framber Valdez, I can't emphasize this enough. He's made himself new. And especially in the 3rd inning, I believe, which is when they scored yes, it is. That inning could have got out of hand quick, and it just didn't. It was the inning where Mayfield made the error by just not paying attention and letting the runner get to 3rd. Then Valdez made the error by not going over to cover, and then Altuve made the error. And he didn't get flustered. Like, he was calm, he worked through it, and just kept on rolling. And I was like, okay, he's done after the 5th inning. And then he came back out, and he dealt. I'm like, okay, well, he's probably done now after 6. And then he came back out for the 7th, and he dealt. And he finished his night with a strikeout. I'm pretty sure he struck out Mike Trout twice tonight. Which just, saying that, and you're not talking about a Cy Young from the past couple of years, I can't sing his praises enough. Framber Valdez is a new person, and I'm so pumped for this. I'm so happy to see him just truly heighten his craft and become this new incredible pitcher. He's continued to bail us out, especially in nights. We have a doubleheader tomorrow, and he's bailing us out because we only had to use 2 innings from, and I don't mean this in a bad way, to CNL Perez, but a pitcher who we probably wouldn't really want to use in a doubleheader anyway, unless we were winning in a blowout fashion or losing in blowout fashion. And he's just carried. That will bring me into CNL Perez. He looked pretty good tonight, actually. He's looked good in both of his games so far this year. He went 2 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So, again, good. I did want to say this, though. There were a few times where his control bothered me a little bit. There was one pitch where Stubbs set up low and inside, or low and to his right, and it just ended up going, like, middle left, or like middle away, and that kind of bothered me because that was a big gap of difference from where he was supposed to be going and then where it ended up going, which it didn't end up hurting us because he didn't really get anything out of it, but that does concern me a tad bit, that his control was a little sporadic from time to time, but overall it wasn't bad. And those were the only pitchers we had to use because, again, Framber Valdez carried us. Offense, Kyle Tucker got us started with a home run. Kyle Tucker, man. For all the Kyle Tucker haters out there, you may be quiet. Kyle Tucker is he's a beast. It's incredible. It's awesome. He had a home run, Reddick had an RBI. The next run, the 3rd run of the game, was scored off a weird Yuli Gurriel error where he scored Altuve, which, that was such a weird play. And I do want to say this. Andrelton Simmons is a very good defender, and seeing him make that boneheaded of a mistake was kind of shocking. I mean, Pujols wasn't even close to the bag when he threw that. And you could also blame it a little bit on the pitcher for the Angels at that time because he wasn't going over to the bag, which I don't get. Maybe you thought you couldn't beat out Yuli, but still it just kind of looks like you gave up on the play, which isn't a great look. But Simmons threw, and there was just no one home, which was really odd because he's a very, very good defender. The next RBI was on Brantley. The next RBI was Brantley, excuse me. A bit of a stutter there. Retta got another RBI, and then Correa broke the game wide open with a 3 RBI double, and then just for good measure, Kyle Tucker hit another double. And if that wasn't enough, Miles Straw hit a 2 RBI double, and in what was the highlight of the night, Maldonado scored from first. And he just high-stepped basically from third all the way to the dugout. That was... I laughed real hard at that. Watching Maldonado high-step run from third home was just incredible. And it is a miracle I did not wake my whole household. So yeah, that's all that happened tonight. That's really all I have to say. Christian Javier gets to start for tomorrow in the first game of the doubleheader. We have not announced the second starter. And to the doubleheader, I'm most likely just going to cover both of them as one entity when the second one ends. I'm not going to... There's only going to be like a 20-30 minute gap, and I'm not going to try to squeeze a video in between there, so I'm just going to watch them both in their entirety and then recap both games tomorrow, so you get a 2-for-1, I suppose. So yeah, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and yeah, go Stros.